Have you ever spent hours analyzing spreadsheets and still not made a decision in your business? Because the truth is, you can analyze every spreadsheet, weigh up every entrepreneurial pro and con, and still feel completely paralyzed. I've been there lots of times. The truth is, you see, our intelligence is not the solution. And sometimes it's a trap. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal why your brain might be your biggest business obstacle. Now, I have a brain that loves to overthink things, and I used to be obsessed with systems that would give me what I thought were facts. I would dive into my Google Analytics, track every open rate, analyze churn rates, pore over cash flow. Oh my goodness, it was like a proper sport. Reports. I thought I was being sensible, responsible, strategic even. If I measured everything, I could control the outcome, right? Go on, share in the comments right now. Admit it. Which metric follows likes, open rates are you currently obsessing with, and why? Let me know what your brain is telling you. I want to know in your comments, because I know I am not alone, because I've seen this with my clients. But if I'm honest, here's the truth. I was using those metrics, those numbers, as a bit of a shield. And also as a bit of validation, because they weren't just data points. They were my way of doing two things: avoiding the deeper, intuitive decisions that I knew I needed to use to really move my business forward. And also, I really needed those numbers to validate me, because I was feeling quite insecure because I wasn't listening to those deeper, intuitive decisions that I needed to make. And everyone who knows me knows I love systems. I still love systems. They are important. But I know now that I have to be careful, because intelligence can easily become a trap. These days, balance is really important, and I can't wait to show you how. Because this is how overwhelm creeps in. All this data makes us feel safe, but actually it's stopping us making choices with our whole self. So I really want us to think about how we can get in touch with our whole self today. Because let's be honest, our thoughts do not always give us the best advice. And that's exactly why I created this first episode in a series called Clarity Crisis. Anyone else feeling like they need this clarity? Great. Okay, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next few. So let's break this down. What's actually going on with this need to get facts? The first thing we need to know is that most of your decisions are not actually being made consciously. You aren't aware of them. You are always driven by your unconscious programming. What do I mean by that? I mean beliefs, limiting or great. Your experiences, things that you've had happen to you in the past, patterns that have developed in your personality that have been placed there by your unconscious mind over years and years and years of it trying to keep you happy, healthy, and safe. And probably what your brain thinks is successful. So do you ever notice how, for example, you probably second guess yourself more when the decision feels bigger? Feels bigger. Think about this. Have you ever failed at something that felt risky? And this could have been when you were a toddler, honestly. Your unconscious mind remembers that. And so it starts to whisper things in your ear, in your mind. Your internal voice might be saying things like, "You're failing again. Don't do that. What if they don't buy?" Or what if they don't buy? What does that mean to you? And you end up overanalyzing the data, not because you're strategic, but because your brain is trying to protect you. And sometimes we find proof of something that isn't even real. Have you ever noticed that voice or that uncomfortable feeling maybe holding you back? Hit like if you have, because I know you're not alone. Now, I've seen this play out in my own journey as a business owner and in the journeys of my clients. I had one client who constantly kept delaying launching her program, constantly rewriting parts of it, constantly striving for perfection, which actually doesn't exist. She was convinced she just needed a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. But what was really happening underneath all of that was fear. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of failure. And all those data points, that was helping her feel in control. But was it the kind of control that served her, her business, and the people she was trying to help? No. Can you relate to that? I know I can. The sneaky thing is, intelligence is awesome and we need it, right? Our brains are amazing things. But when you rely on just the data alone, it can easily become a trap. Strategic thinking will move you forward, but only having part of the information and overthinking just gets you spinning in circles, right? Your brain thinks it's keeping you safe. If I analyze this, I won't make a mistake. I won't be rejected. I'll have more control. But what actually happens is you're burning energy, worrying about things that are not actually a problem. You're going to miss opportunities and your business momentum stalls. Some of the smartest entrepreneurs I know end up stuck here, including me. I've been here, paralyzed, exhausted, and secretly wondering whether I'm actually any good at this. Why all my hard work isn't paying me, isn't paying off, isn't helping anyone. And there's a story in itself, right? And it's not because you're not smart enough. It's because you're living in your head instead of in your whole body, in your whole self, making decisions with just thoughts and ignoring everything else that you've been gifted. So how do we make that switch? What do you actually do when you catch yourself spiraling and you're stuck in your head and you're starting to hear that negative self-talk come in? Here's a simple practice that you can do right now that works instantly, because we need to interrupt the pattern. When you're hearing those negative voices or feeling that uncomfortable feeling or finding yourself in a spiral, I want you to do a couple of things. The first thing I want you to do is pause. And I want you to think, is this thought helpful? Is it moving me forward? Is it keeping me looping? Is it helpful? Is it moving me forward? Is it keeping me in a loop? Then I want you to take a deep breath and I want you to shift your focus from your thoughts to your body. And I really want you to notice, does your body feel light? Does it feel heavy, tight? Why? That one pause back into your body will break the cycle, will kick you out of that loop, will give you a way to tune into new data. It is such a small thing. But honestly, that pause, that tuning into your whole self is where clarity begins. And the more you practice it, the faster you'll stop the patterns that are getting in your way and step out of them. And when you're writing goals for your business, you need to know whether there's a pattern in your goal, because you won't achieve your goal if your goal has one of these negative patterns in it. And what you're experiencing here is just that. It's a pattern. A pattern can be shifted. Clarity isn't about collecting more data to prove something. Clarity is about creating alignment so that your goals actually match what you want, not just what looks good on paper. And if you think you know exactly what's holding you back in your goals, wait until next episode when you'll see the 3 blocks that I will reveal to you that keep even the savviest entrepreneurs spinning their wheels. I'm going to share some of the things that I do to help keep me on track. And you'll probably recognize yourself in at least one of them. Please do. It'll make me feel better. So make sure you don't miss it. Hit subscribe and make sure you don't miss part 2 and 3 coming up in our Clarity Crisis playlist. I'll see you next week when we can dive into that. Let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is. I cannot wait to hear all about it. Take care.